police have been accessing and using an unlawful image database that was being provided by a facial recognition company holding a database of 20 billion images. Now, this report is more about the company than the police, but I have got some things to say about the police too. Clearview AI has been fined more than £7.5 million for creating the database, built by scraping the internet for social media photos without people's knowledge. Clearview AI, based in the US, has been serving up our images to police forces in multiple countries, including here in the UK. Back in 2020, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube and LinkedIn all demanded that Clearview AI stop using data scraped from their networks, which violates the platform's policies. I believe that LinkedIn, Twitter and YouTube back in 2020 actually sent cease and desist letters to Clearview AI, whereas at the time Facebook didn't. The Information Commissioner's Office said that Clearview AI had scraped people's private photos from social media and across the internet without their knowledge. Given the high number of UK internet and social media users, Clearview AI Inc.'s database is likely to include a substantial amount of data from UK residents, which has been gathered without their knowledge. Clearview's app, which was sold to customers, including police forces, allowed the user to upload an image of someone to check against the database. The app would then return results of people who had similar characteristics and include a link to the site where it found the image, basically guiding police directly to a profile page where they could then go through your posts, pictures and friends, even if you were not the person they were looking for. Now, this would have been an intelligence gatherer's wet dream, linking people to others through their friends list and marking people as associates of criminals, even if you had no idea about somebody's criminal activities. The Information Commissioner's Office said, although Clearview AI Inc. no longer offers its services to UK organisations, the company has customers in other countries, so the company is still using personal data of UK residents. Documents from 2020 indicated that Metropolitan Police, the National Crime Agency, Northamptonshire Police, North Yorkshire Police, Suffolk Constabulary, Surrey Police and Hampshire Police are among the list of police forces to have used the app, meaning that they likely have a shitload of information on you, which has been interpreted by police, meaning that just because you have someone as a friend on Facebook and probably don't even know them, you could well be linked by police intelligence to having a connection with that person. And yes, I know police and intelligence shouldn't be in the same sentence. The ICO found that Clearview AI had committed multiple breaches of data protection laws, including failing to have a lawful reason for collecting people's information, failing to be fair and transparent, and asking people who questioned whether they were on a database for additional personal information, including photos. The company not only enables identification of those people, but effectively monitors their behaviour and offers it as a commercial service. That is unacceptable. That is why we have acted to protect people in the UK by both fining the company and issuing an enforcement notice. People expect that their personal information will be respected, regardless of where in the world their data is being used. A joint investigation between the UK and the Australian Information Commissioner's Office began in 2020, which has led to the massive fine. Along with the payout, Clearview must stop using and gathering personal information from UK residents, even if publicly available on the internet, and that they must destroy all of the data of UK residents that it has obtained. It said that Clearview's app is not the same technology as the live facial recognition software that the police now use, which identifies people in real time via video feed and not through an uploaded photo image. Now, considering the police would be all over us if we had used or been in possession of something illegal, even if we didn't know, because the police's way of thinking is that if you are using something, then it's down to you to know what you're using is lawful or not. Just like they do with something in your car that might not belong to you, but because it's in your car, the police will say, well, it's in your car, you should know what's in it and be responsible for it. I wonder if the police themselves, having used this technology to unlawfully obtain details from people, will be fined or told off too. I mean, you can't have one rule for one and another rule for someone else now, can you? I mean, that's not how the law works, is it? Listen people, these apps that you download from Play Store or App Store that takes your image and does something fancy with it after you upload the image, these apps are created by companies such as Clearview. In this case, they have scraped the images from the internet, but other apps where you have to upload images, and in some cases not all, will retain that image, your device information, possibly location and potentially other information which you have agreed to let them do by not reading the terms of use properly, pretty much leaving you unable to do anything about it because you agreed to those terms. The fact that the data wasn't being used for advertising is unusual, as information is power. But I would rather be targeted by ads than by police making spurious and potentially very damaging connections between me and my social media contacts. If you ask me, I would say stay well away from any viral app that wants you to upload images that suddenly hits the market, and simply stick with what you know.